Hi grade 11s, today we're going to learn how to calculate molar mass. So the first thing you have to do before you learn how to calculate molar mass is get a periodic table. Okay? And we're going to use the molar masses of many different elements, and we're going to keep it to one decimal place today. So the two compounds that we are going to learn how to calculate the molar mass are sodium, C2H3O. And if you don't know, that's a polyatomic ion. And this is the polyatomic ion part, and that's called acetate. Okay, so to do this, we need to figure out how many of each of the atoms we have. So we're going to set up a little equation here. So we have one sodium and two carbons, three hydrogens, and one oxygen. Now to find each of these elements' molar mass, we're going to look at our periodic table. So when we look at our periodic table, we're going to find that sodium has a molar mass of 23, and carbon has a molar mass of 12, hydrogen has a molar mass of 1, and oxygen has a molar mass of 16. Now we're going to do the simple math to solve this formula. So 1 times 23 is 23, 2 times 12 is 24, 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 16 is 16. And if we add all of those numbers up, we get 66. And molar mass's units is grams per mole. Alright, so we're going to try something just a little bit harder. This time we're going to do it with a polyatomic ion that has more than one polyatomic ion. So there's two in this one. Now, some students have a really hard time visualizing this. So I want you to instead, before we do the calculation, I want you to look at how I rewrite this. So here it says 3 bariums. That means there's 3 bariums in this compound. And it says that there's 2 phosphates, which means that there's 2 phosphates. And sometimes this makes a real difference if students think of it this way instead of just looking at the chemical formula. So when we look here, we have 3 bariums. We can count up the phosphates. And if you look, you've got 1 phosphate here and 2 phosphates here. And you have 4 oxygens here and 4 oxygens here for a total of 4 plus 4 is 8. So sometimes students like looking at it that way. Now, we can now go to our periodic table to figure out what the molar mass is. So 3 times barium, and again we're going to look at our periodic table. Barium's molar mass is 137.3. 2 phosphorus, and its molar mass is 31. And 8 oxygens, and its molar mass is 16. So 3 times 137 is 411.9. 2 times 31 is 62. And 8 times 16 is 128. For a total of 601.9. And the units are grams per mole.